Environment. Environment is the natural world in which all living things live. All human activities involve direct or indirect interaction with the environment, and most of them create waste which pollutes the environment. Let's see how we can help to preserve the environment. Environment: the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal or plant lives or operates. Protecting the environment is every man's responsibility. Interaction means communication or direct involvement with someone or something. Language games are usually intended to encourage student interaction. Asparagus, a tall plant of the lily family with fine feathery foliage, cultivated for its edible shoots. The warm-up activity given in our textbook. What do you do with used water bottles and cans? Do you put them in the trash bin? What else could you do with them? Study the table below. Name at least 2 more ways by which the items in the first row can be reused before they are recycled as the last row states. Name at least 2 more ways by which the items in the first row can be reused before they are recycled as the last row states. The items given in the table are glass bottles, newspapers, plastic bags, tires, aluminum cans. You may do this in your textbook. Section 1. A true story about ladybugs. What would you do if some pests came into your garden and ate up all your plants? Let's see what a special grandmother did. Once there was a grandmother who liked asparagus. It may seem silly, but she really loved it. She wanted lots and lots of it for breakfast with her eggs. She wanted it on toast with cheese for her lunch, and she wanted it with a special lemon sauce on it at dinner time. Now asparagus is very expensive, so she decided to plant some in her front yard so she could have as much as she wanted. When you plant asparagus, you have to let it grow and get strong for 2 years before you can cut any of the green shoots. So she waited impatiently for 2 years to harvest her very own asparagus shoots. Impatiently means in a restlessly eager manner. She drummed her fingers impatiently on the table, frustrating, causing annoyance or upset because of an inability to change or achieve something. The current situation is very frustrating for us. Organic is an adjective. It's a food or farming methods, etc. we used to say. Produced or practiced without using artificial chemicals. Organic farming, organic horticulture. The farm went fully organic in 1996. The 3rd year, when the young shoots came up, she had a nasty surprise. Some asparagus beetles came along at the same time. They had green wings covered with black spots. Their little eggs pointed out from the stems. Soon the eggs hatched and black larvae moved slowly all over the new shoots, eating the surfaces of the stems. They munched up every tasty little shoot. How frustrating! Nasty, which is an adjective. Nastier and nastiest are the comparative and superlative degrees of nasty, which means very bad or unpleasant. The news gave me a nasty shock. This grandmother did not believe in using pesticides to solve garden problems. She knew that somewhere in the nature there was a creature who would want to eat these beetles. Her friend at the organic farm told her that ladybugs might want to munch on those tasty asparagus beetle eggs and larvae. And he told her what she could plan to get the ladybugs to come to her garden. She planted purple and orange cosmos, yellow yarrow, parsley, dill and tansy. And by the end of the summer, there were many ladybugs visiting her garden. The ladybugs also ate the aphids on her roses. In autumn, the last ladybug of the summer burrowed down and hid in the leaves to hibernate. They wanted to be ready to wake up and eat the asparagus beetle eggs again in the spring. Eventually, there were so few asparagus beetles that the lady got to eat all the asparagus she wanted. She even gave some to her grandchildren. Aphids, a very small insect that is harmful to plants. There are several types of aphids, including, for example, green fly. Beneficial, having a helpful or useful effect. A good diet is beneficial to health. Hibernate, which is a verb of animals we used to say, to spend the winter in a state like deep sleep. Eventually, which is an adverb, at the end of a period of time or a series of events. She hopes eventually to attend medical school and become a doctor. Ladybugs are part of a group of insects called beneficiaries that help us in our gardens by eating the insects that eat our garden plants. If we choose to use pesticides, we will probably kill the helpful bugs along with the pests. But the pests usually come back faster than the helpful bugs, and then we have more pests and fewer helpers. The best way to work with nature is to make the helpful insects feel at home, and they will do the work for us.